Hi there, Michelle.
Hi, Gordon. Hi, Mike.
Hi. Why do I see two? Can I get rid of it? There we go. I had two images of our room here. So Joe says he's going to be our third, right?
No, Martin.
Martin is, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now we've got Marcia's in California. Jude's still in hibernation. Joe's going to send a list of when he can come. Is that what he
Yeah,
said?
that's what he said. Yeah, via text.
Okay. I don't like this hybrid meeting. I don't. Half the times people don't hear on the screen, like we had Michael do a decision and Marcia did a decision. We had two people taking on a decision. I don't know how it got over. You know, we're like dealing with two different meetings at once.
At least the decisions came out to be the same.
Yeah, at least they were the same. That would have been interesting. Yeah.
I know. Pretty soon it's going to have to be all in person. I think that's the way it's going.
Yeah, I prefer one or the other because it's easier when you're all communicating in the same
Platform.
plane of existence. You know, if you're doing it all digital, then you take on your digital persona. But
Right.
we're just sort of like these little bodies on a small screen, and that's why I had to sit here just so I could look straight at the screen. Because before it,
I know you get that.
I'm looking over here.
And for us, it's weird because I can't see you. Like I can see you, but like I don't see you. Like you're sideways to me.
Right, you can't see our expressions. You can't. There's no.
No.
Yeah.
And sometimes the things get muffled because the microphones get moved around, or if the paperwork is on top, then I can't hear. Then.
Right.
What? Changing times, Gordon.
Yeah, well, change is inevitable. What I'm going to do about it is optional, I guess. Well, need that third body.
He said he would come.
I used to be king of the 6:59 arrival in Maria.
Nope, there's a car coming up, so it might be him.
You can see.
Yes, a car.
That's the view.
Yeah, I got the view.
Could be the other.
Is Mr. Hayes not there yet?
We have applicant 2. We don't have Sasha Dreams. Cesar.
He's not there yet. He knew it was
Cesar
Teo.
Perez. Oh, is that the one you're supposed to?
Yes.
Interpret for?
Yeah.
What do they want? They just want in order to construct an entrance overhang and a storage shed. Doesn't sound too
Well, the shed is
complicated.
already there, though.
All right, the legalization, right? And Butch doesn't like it. I never did find out why. No.
Oh, there's Joe. I'm admitting Joe.
Martin,
Fellas,
oh man.
here to save the day.
Yay, Martin.
Right on time. Bing, 7 o'clock. Look at that.
Don't do much.
Awesome.
We can do this.
We can always take Mr. Neal here if we don't have the other applicant.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so maybe we're gonna do that.
Okay.
I like the box. I know what that must be. All right,
Drive
so I'm not gonna waste any time.
Okay, let's do it.
I'd like to call the Woodstock Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for May 25th, 2023 to order. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a quorum. Gordon Webb.
Michael Castiglione.
Martin Mills.
And Joe, if you're in, and you might want to taking roll call, and on Zoom.
I am
we
here,
have-
Joseph Bellick, hello.
And we also have Jude, log in on Zoom, please, vocally, take your mute off, please. You're muted,
Oh, I know, I'm clicking.
there you
it.
go, okay, you're not muted now.
I keep clicking it, it's not happening. Yes, Jude
It
Salato.
just happened, it happened,
Okay,
you won't belabor that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, with that, I'd like to submit the minutes for April 27th, 2023, and May 11th, 2023 for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
discussion.
What?
Discussion. I sent a correction to Michelle for the May 11th minutes. Or question.
Questions were?
If you send it after 4, I didn't get it, Jude. Sorry.
What were the questions for?
It was an incomplete sentence. It was, I think somebody sent in a letter, but it just had their name. It was for the case on Whitney Drive. It was the last sentence.
Okay, so if we, we'll vote to approve contingent on the grammar correction on that sentence. All in
Well,
favor? What? What, is there more?
no, it didn't have the whole thought. It was partial sentence. It wasn't a
Right.
grammar question.
Okay, well, that's
Okay.
on the record. So in fixing that, if Michelle puts it in, with the minutes will stand approved. She can send us a copy of that. We can always
Okay.
come back out, disapprove them, and reapprove them again. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Great, nice, have it. Okay, so we're gonna get right to our hearings. ZBA case 2315, application of Sasha Dreams LLC, Cesar Jerez for property located at 74 Tinker Street, Woodstock, New York, 12498. A 0.24 acre parcel located within an HC, commercial, for a variance from the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, Article 4, area and bulk regulations, section 260-16, attachment 2, HC column F, for a 9'6" infringement into a minimum required 10-foot side yard setback in order to construct an entrance overhang and storage shed. So, would you like to come and talk to us about your case and what's going on?
My name is Rosalie Charpentier. I'm an attorney, but I'm mostly his friend, and I helped him purchase the property.
Do we need the address? Should we be getting addresses when people give us their name, Michelle?
Yeah, eventually you'll get my address, but right now.
We need
Excuse me,
You asked me a
excuse me,
question.
I'm talking to the clerk. Hold on, okay?
We need an address and a full name, so it's on the record because she's not on the application as a representative.
All right,
So
then
please, just
you
give-
talk to him, get it, we need an interpreter.
Okay, no, but we just want your name and address, that's all.
Oh, well, you can have it, I could give that to you. I was
Well, just say it on the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry, are we being
Yeah, we're being
changed?
recorded, yeah, we have to.
That, we have this. and
I thought we
Zoom.
were on Zoom, but I didn't realize. So I'm not appearing as counsel,
I
so,
understand.
okay. My name is Rosalie Charpentier. I'm an attorney and I've assisted Cesar in the purchase of the property and trying to manage a business in Woodstock, which is not easy. He comes from Ecuador.
Okay,
And,
I just
yo
wanted your
hablo
name. Did
poco
you
de
give us-
español,
did you give us your-
entonces
did you
puedo
All I'm
traducir.
asking for that is just give us your name and full address, please. That's
You
all.
have my name, my address is 209 Clinton Avenue, Kingston, New York,
Thank you.
12401.
Thank you, okay, we did get the rest, so you're here as an interpreter and help Mr.
Yeah, just really
Yeah, We
communicate.
understand, that's fine, that's really good.
Cool. And who are you? I'm sorry.
I'm Chair of the ZBA, Gordon Wemp. This is
Gordon Wemp.
Mike Stiglione, Martin
Mike.
Mills.
Martin.
On
Hi.
Zoom, we have Jude Salato and Joseph Bellick, who's
And
listed
they
as
can
Bellick
see
Fox.
us too? Okay, cool. All right, good. Sorry.
Okay,
So yeah, we're just here we're applying for a waiver of that.
right, we understand.
Okay.
Okay, but we like to just discuss why it is what it is and why he needs the variance and what the project is.
It's
No,
really
just a
a
description, a
shed,
narrative
a
of it.
shed
Uh-huh,
for storage items, limited parking. And it needs that as part of what normally would have gone into the backyard space, but there's just not enough space. And he wants a little more of a barrier between himself and that particular parking lot. Without,
Does the shed and overhang that we're speaking about currently exist?
yep,
So it exists.
it exists. It's not a high quality thing. You could push it, I could push it over, you know, it's, so,
So you're tearing it down? and
no,
remodeling
it's
and-
there. It's there
It's
now.
staying.
Oh, I see.
You would like it to stay there.
It's there and we want a waiver for it.
A variance.
Yeah, variance, sorry.
Did you
Okay.
get, did the building inspector?
He
give you
didn't know to
some-
do any of that,
The building
so,
inspector sent a stop work order on it.
I see.
yeah, so
Okay,
he
so
probably
you're-
just didn't know when he started. I'm just coming into this case tonight.
Okay.
So he didn't, I don't think he realized, you know, it's a lot of things to learn about working in this state.
Well, I mean, but you're assumed to have constructive knowledge of that when you purchase the property.
He did, but a shed is not an extension of the building. It's not something that's covered by the codes. And it really is barely a shed. It's really, you
Do you
know,
know the dimensions? of it?
it's, I was in it just now, it's about 5 by 6. I mean, the one thing I would say, I already told him was like, well, how do the firemen run around the house, you know? Because there's that fence there, of course, you can push it over. The fence between Cesar's house and the police and the court is nothing. It's this ridiculous, shoddy little, crappy little thing. So he's kind of thinking a little, because he doesn't want his goods that are stored right there stolen all the time. And it's really, like I said, I could take it down myself. I mean, it's like a more like a, it's like a garden shed. It's really,
Mhm.
and it's just that it's attached to the building, which I thought should be a problem, could be a problem because it's increasing.
So what's the,
potentially
what
the
is the?
footprint of the, yeah, that's a problem. But I mean, if he just, I said, just saw it off the damn building and put a tarp on, but you know, and that's why he's asking for a waiver. It's a temporary, it's a storage, it's not a living space, it's
Right,
just-
well, all sheds, anything that's built within the setback.
Yeah, I
we
know
have
that,
to-
but there's,
yeah.
you know, as that piece of property right there, there's no space. I think there's maybe.
Right, no, that's why we're here to,
Yeah,
but anything that is
so what are
within
your
that,
concerns?
anything that is within that setback, we have to,
I
have to
understand
look
all
at,
that.
yeah,
I just want
right.
to know what your concerns are and if we can address them.
well, that's the first concern, it's in the setback, so. I don't have, I have a list of what it is made of. We don't have any pictures of the shed, so what we typically do is one of us is assigned to be the eyes on this case. So we go and we go look. And then, you know, then it's more apparent what's going on, because I don't have pictures, I
It's
don't.
like 2x4 is lightweight.
Yeah, I
not
understand, I have a
everyone-
list of the construction,
Yeah, so-
but to get a full picture, I mean, we
Well,
really
you-
need, we're gonna have to do a site.
Sí, qué tipo de foto tiene.
Mr. Harris also
But,
told me that he built a shed there as well because there was runoff from his neighbor's parking lot that was going into his basement. So by
Oh,
putting
wow.
the shed there, it also prevented that amount of water to come into his basement.
Acted as a little wall from the
Thank you
water.
for reminding me. Yeah, there's a creek right, it actually goes under his house almost. And so the more water that goes there, the more his basement floods. So this is a little more protection, just basically what he owns, which is like, what, 5 feet? This, we're talking about 5 or 6 feet here.
Okay, some of the things we do here is we look at this.
Let's
and
see if
then-
we have pictures.
And then we have to see whether the objective can be achieved another way without a variance. So, and you're saying the property is small. So these are all the things that we like to take into consideration.
Well, you're welcome to visit. It's a very nice
Yeah,
picture.
we would appreciate that. So
Senor
So
Jerez,
See,
she's just showing the picture on Mr.
So With that,
Se me
Sure.
puede
Phone,
mandar foto
and
por
maybe a
por
little-
email.
this is the fence between the court and his
Who are you showing
property.
that to?
I'm just,
Oh, Martin?
yeah, sorry.
Sure.
Just so one person at least can see what I'm talking
Mhm.
about here. And
I know the
that-
property very
oh, you
well.
do?
I'm a
Okay.
neighbor,
oh,
yeah.
so you've seen it, so then.
Well, I
you-
haven't seen the back and where you're showing me,
Okay,
but I
so-
can picture it.
Well, Martin. would
Gordon,
you-
I just
You
asked
could-
Mr.
I'll
Perez to
take
send
it.
it to me
Sure.
via
Can you
email.
explain that? Oh,
Michelle,
great, thank
you
you,
can sign
Mark.
Martin to this,
Thank you so much.
Michelle,
I
okay?
mean, it does look like,
Okay, one
trying to be an
second,
extension.
Jude,
but it's not.
I would like to go see it as well, but I just have to make a comment here. A 6-inch setback that's really extreme, and that's really easy to make a mistake on. I'm going to tell you right now, 6 inches is nothing.
all right, well, maybe it's more apparent when we're there, that's why we need to go look at it, all right?
Right, okay, and also, this building has been in existence for many, many years. I think originally it was owned by the town. And, it's been around for a really, really long time. So I'm just gonna say, I am concerned. I would like to go see it too. It's easy enough to do. But 6 inches, I don't think I've ever seen us look at anything like that. We understand it's a small property, but sometimes there are limitations.
Well, the property adjacent to it is public land. It's not like it's another private person or you can't get on. It's owned by the
All right,
government.
we'll look into
Oh,
all
I'm
this,
sorry.
okay?
Sorry.
And
I
then
didn't know it was
we
getting
don't-
into this kind of.
Well, I mean, these are all things we have to take into consideration.
Is the.
Gordon,
property-
if,
Excuse me, Joseph?
It's
Yes, I
nice
was just
to-
gonna say-
Excuse me, Joseph speaking. Yes,
I was just gonna volunteer to take this case if no one else has.
Martin's already
Interested in-
taken. We already
Wonderful.
have Martin. Martin's assigned. Thank you.
And
We also have Marcia's.
But if you don't
willingness-
want it,
Yes.
now's your
No, I'm
time.
happy to come take a
Cool.
look.
You made that
I
look.
walk past the building all the
Uh,
time.
just a note, we have Marcia's willing is in the meeting too. Now, hi, Marcia.
do we have
And
a,
Gordon, I just asked Mr. Perez if he could please send us those pictures via email, and then that way I could send it out to all of you.
That'd be great.
We write down.
Thank you.
Señor Perez, usted puede mandarme esas fotos vía email para yo
Sí.
poder enseñárselas a todos los miembros.
Yeah.
Perfecto, gracias.
Michael.
do we have,
Michael.
Más o menos.
do we have a diagram that shows the property line is 10 feet from the side of the house?
Well, here's. It's on the,
Yeah, it doesn't look.
see, I'm showing the picture of the property line
Yeah,
that
just
Michael
because
and Martin.
Jude mentioned it's a 9-foot 6-inch infringement into a 10-foot setback. The question is the property line at that 10-foot mark? We don't know.
Well, we'd
Right.
have to agree to assume that it is, and if it's not, we would accommodate any alterations in whatever writings. that
Well,
are-
I would suggest, Martin, maybe you have a conversation with Butch too.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
and, let's see what he says. So, yeah. It's a pretty delineated piece, so it's right on the parking lot, I imagine, right? It's the parking lots on the
It's
other side of
it's
the
the
shed.
town court parking.
Right, right.
And it's a flip over, so if you really wanted to service it with like fire, whatever emergencies,
Oh, this is
Just-
this is Joan's old house,
you
right?
just push over the fence. It's not even really a fence. so.
Right, okay.
And I see where the water problem comes in between the two parcels, but anyway, if you want to more or less, please come, take a look at it. or
Do you
whatever.
want him to contact you?
You don't have to, I'm just really trying to help him understand.
It's okay if I walk back there and
Of
just take a look?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Gordon, I can always go with Martin or anybody else who wants to go there if Mr. Perez is gonna be there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Do you need someone else to speak, interpret?
Señor Perez,
No, he understands, it's just all this, come on, guys, all this.
No
other
hablo
complicated.
español, más o
Yeah.
menos.
Yeah.
The reason I bring my lawyer because my English is not fully good,
Yeah,
but a lot of words, like you already speaking, was missing. So that's the reason I want to make sure to understand everything and not make, wrong
Absolutely.
answers. Or,
Yeah.
Sure.
No, so I'll come. We'll figure it out.
We have a hard time understanding each other here. Between Zoom and the real life, there's a lot of layers here.
Oh, good luck to you.
So-
Thank you all so much for working and doing what you do.
Okay, so let me just go back to my board, please. Do we have any other questions from the board right now in regards to this case?
I just have one more question. This is this shed has already been built?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so,
You don't have to do this right this second. It'll come to you shortly. You can do it after.
okay, Michelle, could you read the contiguous neighbors, please?
Town of Woodstock, 45 Como Drive, 70 Tinker Street LLC, PO Box 1084, Laurel Side 2 LLC, 89 West Hurley Road, Marvin David Gilmore and Fatima El Shibli, 206 Reynolds Road, and VRHEI Twin Gables LLC, 73 Tinker Street.
Okay,
There
is
is
there
no
anybody from the public that wishes to talk about this case? No, looks like no, so I think we're good. So with that, right now, we would close the public hearing, so we don't talk about it anymore except amongst the board, but people can't come up and continue talking about it. We're gonna do the site visit. Okay, then we will confer as we need to about this, and then we'll write a decision. We have 62 days to do so. Okay,
Should he not be allowed to use the space while you're considering, or
don't worry. about
it's
it.
okay? Okay. Excellent.
It might take, 2 weeks is the soonest it'll happen. We're backed up a lot, so sometimes it's more like a month, okay?
No, I think it's good.
Before we make our decision. It's already there. It's not going anywhere right now, so. With that, we would close the public hearing and we recess the case and then we'd open again when we vote on. We don't know when we're gonna vote on, so we
No
implore you
worries.
not to call Michelle every week and say what's going on, because she doesn't always know. We might have a case that's coming up, but we can always table something, as you know, it's not, we don't always know how everything's gonna go, because each one of us is just one vote, we all need to kind of come together.
Cool.
So,
Thank you so much for doing this. It's really great stuff you're doing.
Thank you,
I know
thank
it's
you,
mostly
appreciate it.
pro bono.
We
so-
try to do everybody right, but so not easy.
Hey.
So with that, I would like to close the public hearing for case 2315. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We're going to recess case 2315. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, well, thank you very much. You can, in the meanwhile, send pictures, anything else you like by email. If you need to give us anything else that you feel would help
Okay.
your case,
All right.
you can send it to Michelle and the email and we'll drop it off.
Okay, I just have a concern, like I be out of the country, June 12th to the end of the month. So,
You're not gonna do it before then. He
Just-
said, like, give him a break, please, come on, need one.
Well, she'll send it to you via email. You have an email that you're using?
yeah,
Yeah, so
Yes.
she'll send the decision to email, so you'll be able to see the,
okay, all right, thank you.
okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Moving on. ZBA case number 2316, application of Neil Stephen, is it? Stephen, Neil Stephen, for property located at 163 California Quarry Road, Woodstock, New York, 12498, a 3.01 acre parcel located within an SO zoning district for a variance from the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, Article 5, supplementary regulations, section 260-32 AG, fences, walls, and gates to install a 6-foot high driveway gate in the front yard where only 4 feet is allowed. Mr. Stephen, would you like to step up and give us your narrative on this? We'd certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, so thank you for hearing this today. In a nutshell, we built the house about 4 years ago, and the driveway is about 300 feet from the house. So what we found shortly after moving in, and subsequently one of our neighbours has their property as an Airbnb. A lot of cars, as they drive up the cul-de-sac, they, for whatever reason, mistakenly think that they can continue driving, and they end up going down our driveway. So we decided that we wanted to put a gate at the top of the drive to try and prevent people from driving down. When we looked at the 4-foot high gate, because the driveway entrance is on a kind of a brow of a hill, we wanted the gate to be high enough so that as you're driving up towards the drive, you can actually see it with plenty of notice before you actually get to the driveway. The other thing is it's very kind of secluded, so we wanted it to be a little bit more visible again from the roadway, so that you could actually see that the gate is there. There's no wall, or we're not planning on putting a gate or a fence around the whole property. It's just literally on the actual driveway, so that it would be approximately 12 foot wide. So that was basically the reason for the variance.
Let me just preface this whole thing with the fact that we're getting an inordinate amount of fence variances. And everybody wants 6-foot, 8-foot fences. So we're inundated with that request. So we're looking at them very carefully, because anytime we grant one, sets a precedent. Since we are a quasi-legal board,
Right.
we set one precedent, and it can come back to bite us later on. So I just wanted to say that in front. I haven't seen I don't know the exact particulars. And is anybody interested in taking this one on? We could use somebody to spearhead this, put their eyes on it. Marcia's in
I'll
California.
take it, Gordon.
I'll take a look at it.
If you didn't
Wait,
have,
hold on a second. Did you say yes to? I got Mike here saying yes.
Yes. Yes, I will take it
All right, so
if you need somebody.
all right, Joe, it's yours. You won the battle. They're fighting over you.
Yay, Joe.
I have a question.
Sure.
If you didn't have an Airbnb as a neighbor, would you want the gate?
When we built the property, we had no intention of putting a gate there. I would have to say that I can't attribute all of the traffic to the Airbnb, but when we got one car coming down, it was nearly 1 a.m. 3 guys in a car, they drove down.
Right.
So I don't know, I can't say that it's because of the Airbnb, but I've obviously seen an increase in traffic because of the Airbnb. Like sometimes they park on the cul-de-sac because they can't get into the actual property. So I'd probably say that having been there now for a few years, I probably would still want to have a gate to deter people from going down, because like I said, it seems logical to people that they would just carry on driving from the cul-de-sac and into our driveway.
So obviously we need to put our eyes on it, because as you know, as you're aware, you can put the 4-foot fence, you wouldn't be sitting here right now if you put a 4-foot gate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I think a 4-foot gate would be better than no gate. There's no doubt about that. I think that, like I said, the reason, in fact, there's another reason as well. Like when I looked into getting a gate, it was a little surprise to me, because all the default gates, as you get a custom gate, start at 6 feet. So actually that was why my original permit request was for a 6-foot gate. And then I found subsequently about the zoning and the 4 feet, and I was a little surprised that 4 feet was the standard.
Do you have a depiction of what the gate would look like?
You have a
I
little
put a
bit-
sample in the request. I mean, again, I'm flexible in terms of what the gate actually looks like, to be honest.
It's a swinging gate or a sliding gate?
It would be a swinging gate.
So it'd be 2 pieces, and it's
Two
an
would be-
arch, and it arches up to 6 feet. Is that what it is? It's not a straight.
So there's 2 options. There's a rectangular style, which would just be 6 foot along, and there's also the arched variety that peaks at 6 foot in the middle. So either one would be fine. I'm just looking for maximum, visibility from a distance, I guess.
Are there any questions, Jude?
So how far would this gate be from your house?
Well, it's about 300 feet from the actual property itself. So the property is set back, and then the driveway goes up towards the road. It's going to be at least 12 foot from setback from the actual road.
I see. Is your driveway a right of way? Is that what it is?
No, it's not.
So, because when you say property,
From your house, the property line is
like-
where the gate would go? Is that your property?
Yeah, it
line?
would be set back from the property line. Sorry, I thought the question was where it was in relation to the actual house.
Right.
I'm
about
trying,
200 feet in front of the house.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
And it's how far from the road?
At least 12-foot setback.
I'm just trying to understand how long your driveway is and how far the gate is gonna be from where your house is.
Yeah, so approximately 300 feet.
Okay, thank you. And the other question I have is, are you saying that 4-foot gates don't exist?
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying that when you look at the popular manufacturers, the default height of the gate is 6 feet. Now, I think if I have to go with a 4-foot, obviously I'll have to get a custom gate from certainly the manufacturers that I saw. But again, I think 6 foot seemed to be the default. 6 foot or 8 foot were the standard options for a standard size gate.
Because I've seen a lot of gates that are not 6 feet tall. I'm just.
What's that, Joe?
I've seen a lot of gates that are not 6 feet tall. They're not usually that tall. They're, if you're trying to stop a car, you just need a gate.
Yeah, again, I'm hoping the gate is not physically to stop the car. I mean, it's not that kind of security. It's more to notify someone driving up the cul-de-sac, because the cul-de-sac, obviously on California, it's an incline. And then from the property line, my drive then dips down. So the cul-de-sac road, the public road goes up, and then from my property line, it then goes down towards the house, which is approximately 300 feet away. So we will set back the gate a certain distance from the property line, because that's what I think we're supposed to do in any case. So I want the tip of the gate to be visible as cars are driving up. That's really the main.
It's down over a haunch, you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's a 18 degree incline, from or decline, essentially from the top of the drive down towards the house.
Lost Joe.
Okay, are there any other questions from the board? Well, Lost Joe's gonna, I guess he's gonna, but I guess he can probably see it from those. Is that fine if he, noses around? Do you want to be there, or would you like to meet him? I mean, certainly can.
I mean, I prefer to be there if he's got any questions, but he's obviously welcome to.
Michelle, could you make note of that and perhaps relay to Joe?
Absolutely.
Send him his number just so he has it. That'd be great. Appreciate it. So are there any other questions at this time? So I think you heard my spiel before, the 62 days, and we try to get done.
Right, yeah.
So, it's pretty much where we're at. So we want to look at it and confirm, because we have to write everything up.
Sure.
So it's illegal, so we have to write our decisions up.
Joe's back.
That's why it doesn't get done right away necessarily. And so with that, we'd like to, Michelle, if you could read the contiguous neighbors, please. Appreciate it.
Joe's back. I don't know if he has any questions.
Joe, Mr. Stephen would like it if he can meet you possibly. So if you give, Michelle's going to give you his number if it's not on the thing, which it probably is. But
absolutely, I will make contact before coming out.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So just for the record, it's Stephen Neal last name.
Oh, Stephen Neal.
I don't know whether I filled in the form incorrectly, but
he just here, over here, I think somewhere else, or I have dyslexia.
well,
No, here it says application of
No,
Neil
I'm
Stephen.
sorry.
Here's
That
the
was
Stephen
my
Neal.
fault.
Okay, well, it's
Stephen
two
Neal.
first
A
names.
man with two first names, yes.
We blame the Neal
I'm
guy.
sorry, Mr. Neal. That was my fault. That's how it
That's
was
okay.
written.
I didn't want it to go down on some public record incorrect.
Yeah, so we got it straightened
I'll
out.
fix it.
Stephen, all right.
Steven, I'll fix it for sure.
No problem.
Yeah, we have it on, it is on the application, it says
All right,
Stephen.
that's good.
On this thing where I'm reading, it says Stephen.
James Hagedorn, 161 California Quarry Road. Hassam Turani, 165 California Quarry Road. And Robert Trust Wyatt, 145 California Quarry Road, and there was no communications received.
Communications, nobody from the public except these young ladies who I think are probably here for some kind of civics thing, I'm guessing? Yeah, I'm so smart, huh? Hey, so, and you're free to ask any questions, as you are the public. This is your chance. Going, gone, okay. Well, with that, we're gonna close the public hearing for case number 2316. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I closed it, right? I closed it, and we're going to recess case number 2316. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so Joe should be in contact with you, hopefully.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
And moving on, we have a couple of decisions here. One's a two-parter, so I guess I have to read both. I would like to open up case numbers. I'm going to open both of them. So case number ZBA, case number 2307, and ZBA case number 2308. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion needed from the board before I read the resolution? No. Okay. Resolution for 2307, based upon the standards for consideration of variances set forth in section 260-103B of the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, an area variance from the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, Article 5, supplementary regulations, section 260-32A and 280-32D, 3A, fences, walls, and gates, to allow the construction of a fence and gates 8 feet in height, where only 4 feet in height in the front yard is allowed, and to construct an 8 foot high fence in the side yard and rear yard where fences 6 foot in height are allowed, and to close a residence with said fence. Said variance is hereby denied, subject to the requirements of the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, New York State real property law, and all other applicable laws, codes, and regulations. The vote is as follows: Gordon Webb, aye. Mike Castiglione,
Aye.
Judith Salato,
Aye.
Joseph Bellick,
Aye.
Marcia Zwilling.
Aye.
And I'm gonna ask Martin, because he's here, he's real, so we gotta get his vote.
Aye.
Okay. That's by a vote of 6 in favor, none opposed, none absent, and none abstaining. Okay, you guys bear with me 1 second. I just want to get this paperwork taken care of so I don't have to come back to the office here. Okay, so I'm gonna put 6, I don't care, 0, 0 absent, 0 abstaining. Sign my name. May 25th. Time to plant the tomatoes. Okay.
Not tonight.
Okay, so I'm gonna close ZBA case 2307. Do I have a second?
Second.
All fair?
Aye.
So we've already opened up ZBA case 2308. I will read the resolution. Based upon the standards for consideration of area variances set forth in section 260-103B of the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, an area variance from the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, Article 5, supplementary regulations, section 260-32A and 280-32D, 3A, fences, walls, and gates, to allow the construction of a fence and gates 8 feet in height, where only 4 feet in height in a front yard is allowed, and to enclose a residence with said fence. Said variance is hereby denied, subject to all requirements of the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, New York State real property law, and all other applicable laws, codes, and regulations. The vote is as follows: Gordon Webb, aye. Mike Castiglione,
Aye.
Judith Salato,
Aye.
Joseph Bellick,
Aye.
Marcia Zwilling,
Aye.
Martin Mills.
Aye.
Okay, carries and votes 6 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 absent, and 0 abstaining. Okay, very good. So with that, I'd like to close ZBA case 2308. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. With that, I would like to open up ZBA case 23-12. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have anybody who needs to discuss this case before I read the resolution? No. Okay. resolution based upon the standards for consideration of area variances set forth in section 260-103B of the zoning law of the town of Woodstock and area variance from the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, Article 5, supplementary regulations, section 260-32A, fences, walls, and gates, to allow the construction of a 6-foot high fence in the front yard where only a 4-foot fence is allowed. Said variance is hereby denied, subject to all requirements of the zoning law of the town of Woodstock, New York State real property law, and all other applicable loads, codes, and regulations. The vote is as follows: Gordon Lamb, aye. Or Mike Stiglio.
Aye.
Judith Salato.
Aye.
Joseph Bellak.
Aye.
Marcia Zwilling.
Aye.
Martin Mills.
Aye.
Okay, we have 6 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 absent, 0 abstaining. With that, I would like to close ZBA case 23-12. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have one thing I'd like to discuss. Is there any other business before I get into that from the board? Okay, I'd just like to mention, Jude, have you sent what you've been working on to other members of the board at this time?
I haven't sent it to everyone, but I can, but I was waiting until I got your comments.
Okay, so I will get to them, I promise, by this weekend. Maybe we can get them out to the board and maybe we can have a discussion next meeting, or we can have a little, so it's just, it's in brief, we're just working up concerns or questions we have about the housing. And Mike, I'd like to get your input on it too, so if we can, we'll get it to you as soon as possible.
Sure.
You might be able to answer some of the questions or, pitch in, so,
You text me when you send it to me.
okay.
Is this
we'll
the
do.
density and other questions?
Yeah, the
with
affordable housing
today?
and, all the changes in the zoning that's happened, and just certain questions we have and.
Right, this came out a while ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and the laws just sort of put through it, and Jude's been going through it. So she's been making notes and that, highlighting it.
It was put forth to the town, it must be almost a month ago.
Yes,
So
so they've asked for input for 45 days, so we want to try and get it to them. Maybe we can wrap this up
so
by next meeting.
it's in their hands to vote on it, to approve it or not approve it.
Yeah, so we'd like to just maybe just some things, since we see a lot of stuff that they may not be considered. And, yes, Jude.
Gordon, I would really like us to send this to the planning board before they have a conversation about it. And there's
Which is when?
June 1st. So maybe we can have an informal discussion between.
Maybe send them a draft. Yeah, maybe we could send them a draft that we,
I also feel like in some ways it kind of enumerates some of the things. I mean, I think you guys, and I know Michael is certainly aware, this was an over 300-page document. So I know a lot of people certainly don't have the time or the patience to go through it. So
right. Yeah, it only takes about 50 to 60 study hours. That's all.
Right, so, so I was just thinking, it's also, I mean, it does ask questions and it does point things out that people might not be aware of. And so I was kind of hoping we could get it to the planning board too, because my observation was that it didn't seem like everyone.
Oh, well, maybe after I go through, we could just submit it as a draft. That's not a complete document of what we have. Okay?
Yeah, I mean,
All
just I would just say as soon as possible, because I don't know how fast the town board intends to move.
I have a question as well. You said it's with the town board now. Are they going to hold public hearings, or have they held public hearings before they vote? No, they're not.
They haven't yet, but they are required by law to
We
have.
will. Correct.
But yes, they will be.
Okay.
No? I saw
Yes.
head shaking both ways.
They
No,
haven't had any public hearings yet. They will have to have them.
Okay, that was no too. They have not. had-
Before they vote. Okay.
Okay, okay.
I got a question.
Yes, Michelle.
Did everybody see the email I sent from Julia Kafka today with her changes? My question is, should I send that as well to Butch?
Yeah, we'll send it to him. I haven't had a chance to look at it. Have you, Jude?
I looked at it. I can't really make sense of it, to be honest. I mean, I will go there and see. I think
Yeah.
because I.
Well, sometimes if there are reasonable changes, we could just put them in as conditions.
Okay.
We do a partial approval, possibly. without having to resubmit. Maybe we could do it that way.
Jude,
Say,
if you,
so we don't go round and round with it.
Jude, if
Perhaps.
you go there, will you take some photos for me? So I can see it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks.
You know, the other thing I just want to say is that, and I know Gordon, I had mentioned this to you already, is, we're getting a lot of pressure from people to get there soon. And, as I know Michelle, I told her she's on the front lines and I feel really bad about it. And she tells people we're only volunteers. This is on our time. It's a little difficult to, for her to have to constantly be telling people who are on a regular basis calling her. So, I think.
Did you not like my spiels I gave tonight?
I did. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now.
I
But
like,
people don't listen.
I
We
like,
try.
I liked your
They don't.
spiel. I liked your spiel.
Anxiety usually wins the day, though. They get anxious and they call Michelle.
I
Yeah.
know, but in the past we would say, oh, well, sometimes we get to it by the next meeting, and then people.
Well,
sort of-
we used to, but we don't. So I've been saying this now for a few weeks.
I think,
Yes.
I think that's important because otherwise she's the one who's getting a lot of pressure, and
Well, I plan on continuing to,
Okay, good, because we have
to
so
say
many
that.
cases now, and personally, we all try to get to them as soon as we can, but we all have lives, and we're volunteers.
That's right.
So, thank you for doing that tonight, and just.
Yes, thank you.
Michelle brought up this case, and I just wanted to say, I will get there as soon as I can, and I will try.
Mhm.
We do have 62 days.
Well, one of the applicants thanked us for all our hard work.
Maybe a banner across the back window. We have 62 days.
It's, there's some of them that we've had that are just so easy, but
Yeah.
lately they haven't been really.
No, no. Money does that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, is there anything else before the board today?
That's it.
All right, without further ado, I would like to adjourn tonight's meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks,
Aye.
everybody.
Great.
Night.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Aye.
Happy Memorial Day.
Hope you guys.
Yes, have a great weekend.
Have a long, nice, enjoyable weekend.
You guys need anything from us? Want me to sign something for you? All right, be happy. Yes, sir.
STI test.